Kagekid Creative presents Kagekid's Kitchen, Kagekid's Kitchen, Kagekid's Kitchen, Kagekid's Kitchen, Kagekid's Kitchen, Kagekid's Kitchen. Hi, my name is James, aka Kagekid, and you're watching my show, Kagekid's Kitchen. Just in case you don't know, this is the Back to School series, and this is my 8th episode. This episode is going to be the fish episode, and today I am joined by the wonderful Rah Rah Mateo.
That's me. It's an honor to be here, man. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you back on the show. I'm very happy I'm happy that I could do you right after the last time I was unfortunately unable to give you the full experience of what I was cooking at the time. And,
yes.
Unable to do that, but now we're all in your diet. Everything that you can have here, you can eat. So man. I'm happy to have you here for a second experience.
Likewise, man. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Oh, matter of fact, I'll give you one of these. No, because I can't touch the chef, man.
Oh.
Right now, you're about to get into some business. Very
true. For today, I'm going to be making some pan-seared salmon. I'm also going to be making some roasted asparagus for you. It's going to be a really nice and easy and simple dish that you can make really quickly. It has a little bit of steps, and honestly, when you go to school and you learn about fish, you learn about a lot of aspects about fish, but I think that one of the most important aspects about fish is literally just how to handle it, how to cook it. I'm not going to show you anything crazy like how to debone a fish or anything like that, but I think that it is I think it's something that everyone should know, just to even cook a salmon on its skin side, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people are really interested in. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start by roasting our asparagus. Here you see some asparagus that I have some in some aluminum foil here. I cut off the edges of it just so that you're not getting those really fibrous parts of the vegetable. I also have some butter that I sliced up and put on top of here. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil right on top.
Smooth.
Bam. And Mateo, I'm going to ask you to just sprinkle a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper right on top of it.
Yes.
So right above and then a little twist.
Alright, just a little twist. Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah.
What you think?
A little more?
Gotta be hesitant. We don't want to ruin it.
No, it's okay. Give me like 5 good twists.
Alright.
There we go. And then give me like another 5 good twists of the pepper.
The chef is always right.
A lot of restaurants would disagree. Alright, so once your asparagus literally has its butter, it has its olive oil, its salt and pepper.
A perfect balance too.
Right? Just gonna wrap it up. Make sure it's nice and enclosed. And then we're gonna throw this in the oven and we're gonna start on our salmon. So the very first thing is we're gonna prep our salmon for the pan. Here you see I have 3 different size pieces of salmon. I have a skinny version of the salmon here, a little bit of a thicker version of the salmon over here, and then an in-between version of the salmon over here. The thin slice is gonna cook more evenly and faster. The thick piece is gonna make a more juicier interior, and the in-between piece is gonna be able to cook and also give you that nice amount of juiciness in the middle as well. The most important thing that you want to do in your pan frying a salmon is to pat it down with a paper towel, especially the skin side. You want to make sure that you are patting it down to get all of the moisture off. As you know, your salmon probably could have come from a place where it was in ice, submerged in water, something to that degree. And you want to make sure that you are getting all of that moisture off.
Very nice. And I have a question about that. Why is it important to dry off the salmon?
So it's important to dry off the salmon, mostly because when you're pan frying it, you want to have a really nice even coating so that the top is getting burnt evenly and it gives you that nice crispy presence.
Nice.
And when water is on top of it, it blocks some of the fat from creating that nice crispy texture that you really want in your salmon skin.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you for the question. When we're getting our salmon ready for the pan, the very first thing that we want to do is brush the top of it with some olive oil. Make sure that it is nice and coated. Ooh-wee. You'll notice that my pan is also coated with some aluminum foil. That's just to get a more even cooking service on our pan.
It's nice and classy.
Nice and classy. I'm gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper here.
To add a nice little flavor, you know?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna put it right on the pan.
I thought it was like my pan where the oil just flicks out.
That's another reason why I also use the aluminum foil also.
Nice.
Alrighty, so when your salmon starts to form some white spots on the edges, that's how you know it's starting to cook. You can give it a flip.
Wait a minute. Let's adjust that there. There you go. Nice little flip. Think it'll stick like that? What do you think? Are you there?
What?
I think not bad. Not bad.
Alright.
Not bad. Chef boy, Rah Rah.
So you can see the skin is nice and crispy. You can see as I poke with my spatula, it's not really going through it. Alright, so all we really have to do now is let our salmon cook for another 3 to 4 minutes, and we're about to get you ready to eat.
Exactly. And if we're not eating, it's, you know, talks about food, man. It's never a dull moment. Kagekid, Rah Rah. It doesn't get better than this, man.
Alright, Mateo, ready to eat?
Let's dig in!
Yes!
And when you cut into it, man, I'm just loving how soft the texture is. You get what I'm saying? Let's see. The first bite, you gotta make it right. You should get that there. This is the one right here, man. Yeah, this definitely should have been the menu last time, man. This is dope.
A lot of the times, this is usually like the first time that I'm like catching up with someone in a long time. I don't think I've seen you since the last time you shot Kagekid's Kitchen, so...
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
So what have you been up to?
Honestly, it's just the music, you know, non-stop with that. Just taking everything step by step, you know. Like, I feel like that's the only thing that's been like motivating me so far. It's just the music. I'm trying to come out with new material. I did a short film not too long ago.
Tell us about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, Godspeed in case, you know, nobody checked that out yet. But yeah, it's a great film. It's a short film, 4 minutes. Won't take up too much of your time, and it's just about, you know, a person who's just trying to find some type of compass, you know, some type of anchor or pivot in this, you know, in this thing we call life. And that person finds it through skateboarding, but due to his age, he feels, you know, he feels uncertainty. He feels like, you know, he should just get a job just like everybody else, you know. It's like, you're a grown man, what are you doing skateboarding? That's what he's thinking. But, you know, you'll see in the short film that in his journey, you know, he finds his peace with that.
Nice. And in the background, you're doing like a short poem of sorts, right?
Definitely.
What was your inspiration for the poem?
It was just to keep the audience engaged with what's going on and understanding that even though the person is not talking to you, when you visit somebody's mind or when you get an opportunity to do that and you get to see how they're thinking or what they're saying to themselves, it just keeps you just enlightened and just, you know, just stuck with the story. Everything just sticks, you know, better once you're understanding every step of the story, and, you know, especially with a narrator bringing you through.
Nice.
So it always works.
And what can we expect music-wise from Rah Rah Mateo?
A lot of great music. Definitely better than my old stuff. I feel like I'm getting better with time. More deep. I guess I'm just going with my age. I'm not saying that the music is getting more mature and more boring. Not saying it was boring to begin with, but you know like what I mean by that. It's just gonna evolve very well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna come. A lot of great songs are coming out. A mixtape was supposed to drop this year. So yeah, so a lot of great things this year.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Glad to hear that. I'm excited to see your journey. I'm trying to see, all the new ideas and everything that you're coming up with.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like with all with the breaks and the hiatus that we've been on, it can get very discouraging. So, just being able to release something is enough motivation for me, and it's extremely rewarding. So I try to keep it like that.
Nice. What are you thinking about the food so far?
I love salmon, man. Salmon and asparagus is such a great mix. I'm loving this. And it's cooked so professionally. You got oil on the pan, you can't complain, man. That's where it's at. But the chef cares about the utensils and just the quality of the work. What do you think of the food? Well, I think your actress already told me.
Oh yeah.
I'm a slow eater, man. I was told I'd eat like a pigeon.
Not like a pigeon.
I know, maybe. Tell you.
The thing about fish is that I feel like people tend to do one of two things with fish. They either they do the most where they add lots of seasonings, or they're like, I gotta douse this in lemon and butter and do that kind of thing. But fish is something that it's supposed to be refreshing, which is that's supposed to be the whole idea of it. So when you're cooking something like fish, and if you're not gonna do something extreme like do a blackened fish where you're literally dousing it in spices and doing the whole 9 yards, where you're literally getting flavor from that burnt taste and consistency where you're doing it, keep it simple: salt, pepper, olive oil, and I think that's a hidden beauty in itself.
What's a good replacement for salt? What if you want to get salty? But then again, it's seafood. Salt is like ketchup for seafood. When you think about it, no? Nah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
It's an analogy. Bro, that's how I talk. I just realized that I just came to terms with it. I was just fucking man, it's so insightful. I feel like we got a lot from. I mean, like you said, it was a short episode, whatever. But I feel like there's a lot of good content.
No, absolutely. And to go back to what you were saying about salt being the ketchup of seafood.
Yeah, correct. Let me know, man.
No, well, first of all, salt is the ketchup to lots of things beyond seafood. Specifically with seafood, I feel like salt is very important. One, because it depends on what kind of fish you're using, honestly and truthfully, because a lot of fish have natural salt content from literally spending most of their time being in salt water, and that kind of thing. So salmon is a weird exception because I feel like there is variations that exist both in salt and in fresh water. But particularly when you're dealing with a saltier fish, they tend to have kind of a natural flavor to them. The meat and their insides tend to be a little bit more flavorful naturally. And in that case, if you literally want to avoid salt, just hit it with a good old amount of butter, pepper, keep it still another way to keep it very nice and simple. Alright, so final thoughts on the food.
The food, definitely very, very good. I love how the salmon was cooked, the asparagus. I mean, I wish I could give you one of those detailed explanations the cooks on TV or Chef Gordon Ramsay. I feel like he gives out good compliments when he does compliment somebody. So I'll give him my best shot. I like how it was cooked with, it was cooked to the point it had a nice, crust to it, or a nice roast, I guess you could say. I like when food is cooked that way. Let me see. And the way the flavors came together, that was really good. And you can never go wrong with a combo like this. I feel like It's meant for those who could definitely like pull it off, and you're one of those people that can pull it off. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like not anybody could just throw themselves at a dish like this. So it's very satisfying, and you know, just honoring to be a part of this, man. I like this. This is a great meal, great vibes. How can you go wrong with that?
Thank you. I want to thank you for coming on to my 8th episode of Kagekid's Kitchen. Your presence, as always, is greatly appreciated.
Likewise. Likewise.
For those of you who don't know who Rah Rah Mateo is, he's an artist that I have shot music videos for. If you look on my channel on Kagekid Creative, you can see a couple of the videos that we worked on together. Women in Black,
Doomed Man,
and
I mean, we did Baby It's Cold Outside. That was a nice one.
oh yeah, Baby
we
It's
did a
Cold
poem.
Outside.
It's like that one.
I'm thinking of the music video in my head. It's the one with all the dolls.
War with Us.
Yes.
Wow, I know that project.
Yeah.
That project is special, man.
Yes. No, I love War with Us. That's honestly one of my favorites. I wanted to call it Revolution for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's how it starts off.
Yeah.
You know, but War with Us is a great project because you know, we definitely put our all into it, just like every other project. But this one, you know, working with dolls, I feel like it was unique, and I really wanted to do something like that. A lot of people didn't expect us to, you know, come out with something like that because the song was so edgy.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, I expect something crazy for the video. And then once they saw dolls, they were like, I mean, hey, I guess.
But listen, I feel like War with Us was powerful, even with the lyrics of the song, and even what you were able to do with the dolls and the message that you were trying to send. Especially towards the end, you know, you have the pig that represents, you know,
America,
the police force, the system, all sorts of oppressors that we've come to
embodied in one.
Exactly. And you made that in 2019 when all of that stuff wasn't even a hot topic yet. And think about how 2020 went. It's almost like you were able to see what was already about to be talked about, even though we all know that it has been a topic that has been important for us from way before even George Floyd or anyone that has ever existed like that. So.
Yeah, no, like the thing about that was that it's just, you could just see it, man. Like we mentioned earlier about the sign of the times.
Right.
You know, you could just see certain things, and I get inspired by the little things. So when I come across something and it speaks to me, I'm just like, oh man, I gotta approach it the right way, because you know. Like there's no point. Go hard or go home, right?
Absolutely. Check out on my channel. Give it a check out on his channel. Also, I'll put that somewhere-ish so that you can look at it. Again, thank you, Mateo, for coming.
Oh, man, it's been a pleasure. Yes. Kage Kid, he's the one you want in your kitchen, man. Remember that.
Thank you for joining me for my 8th episode of Kagekid's Kitchen, the fish episode. I hope that you were able to learn a lot. I want to thank Rah Rah Mateo again for being a guest on this episode. If you look down below in my description of the video, you will see links for my website, which is currently in construction, but also has all of the information for everything I do. You'll also find my solo 2 there, and it has all the links for all of my social media. It also has links for all of my support things if you wanted to make donations so that you can help me fund future episodes for Kagekid's Kitchen. Same thing with a Patreon, which allows you to get early access to recipes. It allows you to join a chat with me on my Discord and all sorts of other cool things. Thank you again for joining us on our 8th episode of Kagekid's Kitchen, and peace. Kagekid's Kitchen, Kagekid's Kitchen. Kagekid.